The latest from podnews.net. BBC Global News has released a study on the effectiveness of branded podcasts. The data shows... The data shows branded podcasts outperformed TV by at least 22%. Podcasts are an effective way to reach ad avoiders, and brands who advertise in podcasts are seen as more innovative. It's not going to get me into trouble, is it? BBC Global News operates commercially funded international news platforms outside of the UK. Synth 2.0, a podcast app for people that listen with purpose, has launched. It describes itself as Pinterest, but for podcasts. It says that distributing short video clips to social media is a failed industry experiment, and instead shares quotes as text, which it says are instantly readable. The service is in closed beta. Podcast host Captivate has released a number of enhancements, including automatic checking for cover art size, Podchaser ratings, and support for third-party tracking codes. In the Netherlands, Day and Night Media, a platform for Dutch podcasts, has announced that they'll be using IAB-compliant figures from the 1st of October. In Spain, Movistar Home, a smart speaker from the country's broadband provider Telefonica, has been updated to now include radio from iVoox and, in the future, podcasts. In the US, Audioboom has subscribed to Nielsen's podcast listener buying power service. Andy Goddard, a former BBC producer, shares tips to improve the audio quality of your podcast. Linked to from our show notes in our newsletter today. And if you haven't launched your podcast yet, if you launch your new podcast in 28 days in Podcast Movement's 28-day challenge, you'll have the chance to attend Podcast Movement in 2020 for free, they've announced. And congratulations to 5 Pod News readers who successfully recommended us to their colleagues and got a unique Pod News podcoaster for their trouble. We're sending them out this week. Find your unique link at the bottom of your newsletter. And in podcasts today, Wondery and The Athletic have launched The Lead, a daily sports podcast. Dopey, a podcast about drug addiction and recovery, is highlighted in The Hollywood Reporter. And Were You Raised by Wolves will teach you proper behaviour, good manners and impeccable etiquette. The hosts say it'll help you become a better person, or at least make people think you are, which is all that really matters anyway. And that's the latest from our newsletter at podnews.net.